Vince right here, and yeah, episode 4 of my the amazing digital circus, and this is my thoughts about it. Because let me tell you, pretty much working at a 9 to 5, it do be like that. It does feel like that, but it do be like that. I don't know what it is, but they made us relate to Gangle in such a very authentic way that yeah, we do put on a mask. And sometimes that's either good or bad, but there was a part of me where I thought Gangle was really like, and this is just one day. Some of us cannot even get through the day sometimes when working a 9 to 5, at least for me. I never work at a food restaurant. I kind of been a custodian for a while. And when I say a while, probably somewhat 2 years. And I kid you not to go in deep to it, not to really expose where I work and stuff like that. But yeah, being a custodian, man, there was moments where I'm like, well, this sucks. But also, I had some moments like what Gangle was going through. When I work and when I'm done, yep, I see those moments. I see the pain, and I felt it most of all. And sometimes I couldn't help but really put my own shoes next to Gangle and be like, yeah, I feel like that's me. I feel like that was me when I was, and also this was during a time when I was really working hard on my YouTube channel and one day making it. And when I had a YouTube as a job, I sometimes still feel like Gangle because I just wasn't making a lot and I wasn't successful. And yeah, that's my life. But a lot of times when seeing these, different characters just living normal lives, I I kind of just love seeing that. A break from all the craziness that the amazing digital circus kind of puts in. I don't know what it is. It's kind of like choose your own adventure, choose your own game, and we all see them playing that game and seeing them basically interact with it. There's this trend, at least, I don't know how big it is now, but there was this big thing going on, and it kind of depends on what game is out there, of basically a genre of video games that have you work on a 9 to 5. And those seem more fun than real life itself. At least that's what it seems like. Was the money good? Somewhat, because I remember that I was like, what was it, like internship at first, and I didn't get paid, and that wasn't bad, but also it was when I was, just the way was treated in that custodian work that made me quit. And basically, I kind of wish that I had like somewhat the same friends, kind of like what Gangle had, because I did not like anyone else in there or didn't relate to anyone. A lot of times feeling like I just want to be left alone was common when I worked, and I can say that for any other jobs. But a lot of times we kind of do need some people around us. We can't handle life alone. And you kind of see that through these characters that they felt more human. Jax coming up to Pomni and wanting to talk. Ragatha basically bored out of her mind. Pomni just being normal, dealing with other customers, and especially seeing my fellow gooey crocodile again. I was sad that, of course he doesn't recognize Pomni, and Pomni recognizes him, and I feel like there could have been a moment. Also, there's this weird sense of like, yeah, it probably might be could have been a relationship somewhere in there somewhere, but I guess that wasn't happening. But I just love seeing just these characters basically become human, because they were human in the previous life, but now yeah, they're just here they are. And it kind of makes you wonder, like Gangle, whatever happened to her definitely is something what she is doing right now, working. And pretty much she probably is, this is almost like a mirror of just like basically almost a pattern of what she went through and how she ended up in the amazing digital circus, or basically some kind of, as I call it, some purgatory. Many conspiracies can come up with that for sure, but it seems like, yeah, Gango, as what she said, used to work at a restaurant, And now she ended up in the amazing digital circus. And any adventure itself that is much more wild, I guess a lot of times, at least what this episode made me believe, is better than working at a boring 9 to 5 job that you have nothing, even though you believe something can happen. I feel like now, if I were to work at a restaurant, maybe I would somewhat have a good time or maybe bet on that. But most of all, it would suck. Sometimes when you work and you get paid and you deal with other people and the real life itself and how it operates, it will get to you. Even though you think you're invincible and nothing will, oh, it will get to you, even though you don't like it or not. And I just don't like saying that, but it's sadly kind of true. And that's just sad to think about, knowing that, yeah, I seen a lot of these characters as I got to them, especially like seeing Jax. Man, there was a scene where Jax really got what he deserved. Well, sort of. I don't even know what happened to him at that chair. I see Ragatha freaking, like, I don't know what happened to Ragatha. Like, she had, like, something in her eye, and that made her drunk. And yeah, what? Like, but Zubul was the GOAT. Zubul definitely helped out. And thank goodness she was around, especially there for Gangle, in a sense of just like, just being there. Pomni for sure could have, really helped, but Gangle just walked away as she was outside freaking out and being sad and stuff like that. And pretty much, I really like Pomni in this one. There's this sense of cozy and calmness when watching this particular episode. Like the 9 to 5, those times where you sort of want to, just like what would working in Burger King or Wendy's or whatever restaurant chain, what would that be like? Especially if you have to work in late, you know what I mean? You kind of see it through Jax. There's a part of me where they were human again, even though they still were in their character ways. You even see it through Caine. Yeah, I can definitely see him as a big businessman working at an office or something. Sure. Is there a part of me where, yeah, they would choose that horror route, even though that was like last ep? Yeah, sort of. But, with something like this had to happen. What would happen if all these characters that usually go through crazy adventures actually went through a everyday normal life? You know, you just imagine, like, and here we got it. Maybe no one else expected it, but hey, it happened. And yeah, Gangle taking off her mask and just running out of the car, like that had to happen. That, something had to happen, and you see Caine reviewing it all. And Gangle has its own normal self. That mask threw away and pretty much back to her normal self. And, you know, I guess everyone's happiness just kind of decreased. At least that's what it feels like, Were they thankful to be back? I don't know, but it's going to be interesting for the next episode where this leads to. Yeah, that's my thoughts and somewhat review about this, episode 4 of Food Masquerade of Digital Circus. So, will there be something good next time? I don't know, but let me tell you, this this episode was relatable. I mean, I guarantee you some of them were janitors. I guess Jax was somewhat, since he had to clean the biomes of a bathroom. Oh, those were the days that I'm not going to miss. Anyways, I'll see you when I see you. One love and a peace, and God bless.